Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that takes piles of sources and, well, boils them down to the core knowledge you need. Today, I want you to just imagine something for a second. Picture wearing a piece of the cosmos itself, something billions of years old, right there on your wrist. Our mission today, to really unpack the new Formex Essence Space Ghost. It's a watch that doesn't just tell time, it tells this incredible story. It blends truly ancient material with cutting-edge watchmaking and, honestly, some very clever everyday design. We've got some fantastic source material lined up, giving us a really detailed look at this watch. And I think you'll have some real aha moments as we figure out how Formex engineered this thing for both its, cosmic beauty and just being a great daily wear.
Exactly, and that's what we're diving into. This isn't just looking at specs on a page. It's about understanding how different fields come together. We're talking geology, material science, precision engineering, all converging into something tangible, something you can actually experience. So we won't just cover what it is, but really why these features matter, how they actually make the experience better for you.
Okay, sounds good. Let's start at the beginning then with the foundation. The Formex Essence line itself, right? Came out in 2018, and it pretty quickly got a lot of respect. Became known as their sort of go-anywhere sports watch. People noted the sharp case design, the solid engineering, and that COSC certified accuracy. But then, 2020, things took a cosmic turn, didn't they?
They certainly did.
That's when the first space rock editions appeared, with dials actually cut from the Meteorite, ancient stuff. They even did a few variations later, remember, the ice blue space glacier and that salmon-colored space gold using rose gold electroplating.
And that Meteorite, it's the real star here, initially anyway. We're talking about a fragment that's about 4.5 billion years old. Just think about that. Older than almost anything on Earth. And what makes it visually unique beyond the age is that Widman-Stetton pattern. It's this distinctive crisscross structure of nickel-iron crystals. It formed over millions, maybe billions of years as the meteorite cooled super slowly out in space. It's like a fingerprint. No two are exactly alike.
Incredible. So now for their 25th anniversary, they've launched this Essence Space Ghost 41mm. Great name. And it's not just a new dial color. It introduces a completely new case size, 41mm, right between the 39 and 43 they already had. Plus, there seems to be a real focus on boosting that daily practicality for you. So let's get into the build. How is this thing put together? The case is brushed, 316L stainless steel, which is pretty standard high-quality stuff, right? Good corrosion resistance.
Absolutely. It's a workhorse material for good reason.
And it has those nice polished chamfered edges that catch the light. But the really unique Formex thing is that patented case suspension system. It involves 4 screws on the bezel holding an inner titanium container on springs. What exactly is the point of that? What problem does it solve for the wearer?
Right, the case suspension system. Well, it's a really clever bit of engineering aimed directly at the wearing experience. Those 4 screws you see are functional. They secure that inner case, which is lightweight grade 2 titanium, by the way, and it sits on these tiny integrated springs. The benefits are mainly 2 things. First, much better shock resistance. It helps protect the movement inside from knocks and bumps. Second, and maybe more importantly day to day, it adds a surprising amount of comfort. That little bit of flex means the watch adapts better to your wrist movements. It feels less like a rigid block, especially if you're active.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Comfort and protection. And the specs seem geared towards wearability too. 41mm diameter, pretty slim at 10.6 millimeters thick, and only 75 grams without the strap. That's quite light. Plus 100 meters water resistance. And sapphire crystals front and back with anti-reflective coating. Good clarity.
And think about that water resistance for a second. How do you make something with moving suspension parts waterproof? That's where the newly engineered screw-down crown comes in. It has to work with the suspension system. It ensures you get that flexible comfort we talked about, but also maintains a really secure seal for the 100-meter rating. It shows that, attention to detail, balancing comfort, and robustness.
Okay, so the case is smart, but let's get back to that dial. That's the headline act, surely. A piece of a 4.5 billion-year-old meteorite. I mean, working with that.
Yeah.
It must be incredibly difficult, right? How do they even prepare it? How do they stop it from, rusting or falling apart while keeping that amazing pattern?
That's a great question, and it's a huge challenge. You're taking something formed in space, which has never really encountered Earth's atmosphere in this state, and you need to make it stable. Formex worked with their sister company, Cadranor, who specialized in dials. They developed a proprietary chemical treatment. It's basically designed to prevent oxidation rusting, but do it without damaging or obscuring that Widman-Stetton pattern. That's the tricky part. After that, they use a galvanic rhodium plating. This enhances the natural silvery color of the meteorite, gives it that bright, almost ghostly look, maybe hence the name space ghost. And then look at the details. The hands are blued, which provides great contrast. And the applied indices, those hour markers, they aren't just glued on. Each one is secured by drilling tiny, precise holes directly into the meteorite slice. That takes incredible precision, given how brittle meteorite can sometimes be.
Wow, drilling into a 4.5 billion-year-old rock. And for readability at night, they've used Superluminova BGW9 on the hands and indices. That gives off a nice blue glow in the dark. There's the date window at 6 o'clock, integrated pretty neatly.
It really is something to just pause and think about. The sheer technical feat of taking this, ancient, unique extraterrestrial material, slicing it thin, treating it, plating it, and then machining it with such precision. For you, the wearer, it means you're carrying something truly extraordinary, a tangible link to the formation of our solar system. It's where science, history, and, well, functional art meet on your wrist.
Okay, so we've covered the outside, the cosmic material, the clever case. What about the engine inside? What's making it tick? Powering the Space Ghost is the Sellita SW201, and importantly, it's COSC certified.
Right, and COSC, the official Swiss Chronometer Testing Institute, that certification means it's passed rigorous tests for accuracy and reliability. So it's not just any SW200-1, it's a top-grade regulated version.
It's an automatic movement, proven and reliable. Specs are pretty standard for this caliber. 28,800 vibrations per hour, which gives you that smooth sweep seconds hand, and about a 41-hour power reserve.
Yeah, it's a solid workhorse. But Formex adds their own touches too. You can see it through the sapphire case back. They've included a custom skeletonized rotor, the bit that winds the watch as you move, and some nice blued screws. It just adds that extra bit of visual interest and shows they care about the finishing, even on the inside.
Nice. Now let's talk about something focused purely on wearing it every day. The clasp. Formex is debuting a new generation micro-adjustable butterfly clasp on the steel bracelet here. Apparently you can adjust it without even opening the clasp. How does that work and why is it a big deal?
Yeah, this is actually a really significant practical upgrade for the wearer. This new clasp has 3 settings. Fully closed, extended by 3 millimeters, and extended by 6 millimeter. And the clever part is you can click between these settings using subtle pushers while the clasp is still closed on your wrist. So think about when your wrist swells a bit in the heat or after exercise. Instead of the watch feeling tight, you can instantly add 3 millimeter or 6 millimeters of room without any fuss. It makes a huge difference to comfort throughout the day. They've also apparently redesigned the bracelet screws to make sizing easier initially, and if you don't go for the bracelet. The other strap options, leather, rubber, nylon, they come with Formex's carbon fiber deployant clasp. That also has on-the-fly adjustment, about 7 millimeters, but it works with a different sliding mechanism. Still very useful.
And making swapping between them easy is their tool-free quick-release system, right? For the straps and the bracelet.
Exactly. Little levers on the back of the end links or spring bars let you pop them off and on in seconds. Really convenient if you like changing up the look.
Okay, so a lot of practical features packed in there alongside the cosmic dial. Now, for anyone listening who's thinking, I want one, what's the availability like? Well, it's limited. They're planning to produce only 150 pieces per year, so quite exclusive. And the price, it's set at EWAR 2090 if you get it on one of the straps, leather, nylon, or rubber. And it's EWAR 2190 if you opt for that new stainless steel bracelet with the micro-adjust clasp. Pre-orders actually opened back on August 14th, 2025, and they're expecting deliveries to start around mid-September, so quite soon after the announcement. And that, I think, brings our deep dive on the Formex Essence Space Ghost 41 millimeters to a close. What a fascinating piece. We went from literally the dawn of the solar system with that meteorite all the way to cutting-edge micromechanics in the case and class for everyday comfort. It really shows how Formex is blending this incredible ancient story with very modern practical watchmaking.
It really does. And it perfectly illustrates that idea we try to explore here, finding knowledge, but connecting the dots between different areas. You have this piece of the vast, almost incomprehensible universe, a meteorite, transformed by human ingenuity into something personal, functional, wearable. It really makes you think about how art, science, history, and just daily life can intersect in the objects we choose to have around us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's a final thought to leave you with as you go about your day. How does wearing something that bridges such an immense time scale, literally from the formation of planets right down to this exact second, how might that change the way you perceive time itself? And think about it.
Yeah.
What other pieces of history, big or small, natural or man-made, do you carry with you, and what stories do they tell?